Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this, our second Coffee with Clay here on Live Week. And we're going to talk about warming up again, this time with double stops. And this is totally open. If you have questions, I'm going to talk about double stops. I talked about them a little bit the other day. I'm going to talk about them some more. And a couple of other things to remember when you're practicing them, and why I like them when I first start playing. Because I think a lot of people, because you're using multiple fingers, you think about warming up, you're like easing into it, like playing a double stop seems like like it might be too much. Coffee's way over there. That's not good. What kind of coffee do you have this morning? Mine is piping hot. Forgive the slurping. Okay, here we go. I talked about that the other day. I still haven't broken the habit. Okay. So double stops. I actually just published a video on the channel this morning. And where I used the Saraband as the example. And this is why I like double stops, because they are very, very, very unforgiving when it comes to intonation. When you have a single note, unless you have perfect pitch, but even then, it can be difficult. But how do you know that a note is in tune? Like, how do you know that that note is the right note if it's just by itself, in space with no reference, okay? Things are always in tune relative to something else. That's why relative pitch is much more useful tool than perfect pitch. I mean, I wish I had perfect pitch. Well, I don't know that I wish it. It's a nice thing to have, I think, but certainly it doesn't do you a ton of good in an ensemble when you're having to adjust to everybody else anyway. It's like, what's the point of it? So the double stops work in the same way, in that when you put, you have this note, say the E, you're in fourth position. As soon as you put something else with it, you instantly know if that note's in tune. And why warm up this way? Well, I'm trying to get my hand, a warm-up should be about reminding my hand where it goes, what's in tune, what does the fingerboard feel like, what does my hand position feel like as I'm starting the day out here. And double stops force us into position, because look, if I have, like, say I'm playing some thirds, which is one of my suggestions, is that you play scales in thirds. But if I can just put my first finger here, okay, on this C, or I could just, I could have all sorts of hand position playing single notes. But if I force myself to play the C and the E together, I know when it's out of tune. There we go. Oh man, really? Now, maybe, don't start with thirds. You do have to do a lot of extensions. You do have to reach your first finger back. If you don't know how to play scales and thirds, do a video all about that on the channel here. Also have a video about sixth. So let's do one of those. We'll stick with C major here while our brains are warming up, while my brain is warming up. and beyond that, once you have played some thirds and sixths for a while, that's when you can, make something up. Just play some nice double stops. Or maybe there's a nice etude out there that there are, once you start playing a lot of double stops like that, it does get pretty challenging, but there are a couple of etudes. I think I have one here on my stand, actually. Do I have it here on my stand? Maybe I don't have it here on my stand. It's from the Schroeder book. Should be a little more prepared. Sorry. It's not here. I swore it was here. Where is it? It's stolen. Anyway, I'll have to make a video about that now, I guess. Don't have that one. How about just like a little chord progression? How about G, C, D, G major in sixth. Great scale to play. Great scale to play there. Warming up with some double stops. All right, so intonation, hand position, those are all the things that I'm thinking about when I'm warming up, playing a few double stops there on my cello to get going first thing in the morning. If you're watching this on the replay, as always, leave me a question, leave me a comment. If it's about warming up or about anything with the cello, love to read your comments, love to read your questions, and let me know. We have one more session tomorrow morning. It's gonna be a big one, I think. It's gonna be a wrap up from this live week, this whole back to school, getting back into the routine here, but also some reflection about learning online and how you can best help yourself for learning this coming fall. I will have one announcement tomorrow, and just some things that I've kind of mulled over now that we've had some time to process all this online learning from the pandemic, and what some of my big takeaways are from online learning. And so I hope you'll tune in to that tomorrow morning, and I will see you guys there. Thanks so much.